What's good, Panther Nation? Welcome back to Two Fans in the Stands. I'm CJ,
And I'm Tony.
and today we're going to take a look at what the Panthers have done so far in the 2-day legal tampering period that's leading up to free agency. Now, we're recording this video real early in the wee hours of Wednesday morning, so still may be some moves, some transactions that happen before this. Not too long before this come out. I hope I get this out early enough. But this is everything that has happened up until the recording of this video.
Right.
And we're going to take a look at everything the Panthers have done because free agency, everybody can negotiate, but free agency doesn't officially start until later on today at 4 o'clock. And that's the start of the new league year, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Yeah.
New league year.
Yeah. And you know what? Well, my man is Tony, how you doing this today?
Man, shit. Hey, I got six in one hand, half a dozen in the other. Guess I called
What's
even.
that? There you go.
Yeah. Hey, I'm hanging on to be hanging on, right? So we can
Hanging on to be hanging on.
this great information out to the fans. So hey, we gotta
All
do what we
right.
gotta do.
All right, folks. So let's go ahead and get into it here.
All right.
Now, as you will see, these are the moves that the Panthers have made since Monday. We have signed Shy Tuttle, defensive tackle, came over from the Saints. Von Bell, safety, came over from the Bengals.
Right.
Bradley Bozeman has re-signed.
The
Go ahead and
sound
say it.
system.
Yeah, we have nicknamed our offensive line kind of like David Ruffin did the Temptations. We call them Bradley Bozeman and the surround sound.
That's right. That's
kind of
right.
kind of taking the play off of Bose speakers, but
Yeah.
might be a
Yeah.
little corny, but we love it here at Two Fans in the
I
Stands.
I I've seen people come up with other nicknames. I'm like, they it's all
Mhm.
right. That could be for anybody, but I specifically came up with that name to fit Bradley Bozeman just by
Yeah,
himself. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I
And
like it
it
though.
just made sense. Yeah. Yeah.
I
So
like I'm gonna
so
find me one of them pictures of Temptations. See if I can't crop everybody faces out. Put the title on there. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Bradley Bozeman, and these are the surround sound.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, and we
All
also
right.
got later on. Let me see. Later on yesterday, we signed Andy Dalton. Okay, and
That
I'm
was
not gonna lie.
surprise.
Yeah, I was a little surprised with this one. I did not see this coming at all, like, at all. I didn't have any clue that he was anywhere on the Panthers' radar, but
Right.
not mad at it. It gives you a veteran presence, and it's funny because one of my boys was texting me, talking junk. He's a Washington fan,
Hmm.
and he was talking junk to me saying, "Oh man, here y'all go. Y'all gonna have Andy Dalton and Will Levis, gonna be our quarterback room." And I said, "Man, stop." I said, "You don't trade all that for the number one pick to pick Will Levis." And no knock on Will
Right.
Levis, but I don't see that happening at all. So,
Hey,
but
the truth is the truth.
yeah, but Andy Dalton, solid pickup, veteran presence, somebody with a lot of QB experience, and he's going to be back up to whoever we pick at number one. And I still believe
Right.
whoever we're going to pick is going to be down to CJ Stroud and Bryce Young. I really
Right.
don't think anybody else has a shot, but I'm not the Carolina Panthers, so hey, I just hope they don't prove me wrong.
Well,
So,
we both have been saying that Carolina was going to sign a veteran. He's just not the veteran
mhm.
that we thought that they were going to sign. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, we were
I'm
we were
not
both kinda thinking about, what's my man name? Jacoby
PJ
Brissett.
Walker and Jacoby Brissett.
Mhm. Yeah,
Because they both played for Frank Wright and got
mhm.
experience and know that system. So, but
Yeah.
hey, this is a good healthy pickup with Andy Dalton. So I
Yeah,
ain't
we
tripping.
got, I can't remember, I keep hearing people call him the Red Rocket, then I keep, hearing
Yeah, the
people
Red
call him the Red
Rocket,
Rifle, so I don't know which one. I
both.
kinda like the Red Rifle better, so I'm
Yeah,
Imma go with the Red Rifle, folks. So,
yeah.
but moving on, Shaq Thompson also signed an extension, a 2-year extension, and I don't know the exact details, but I heard that it saves us $10 million towards the cap. And I
Yeah,
don't
I
know
heard that
if
same thing.
I don't know if like Sports Track has been updated yet with his figures into the salary
Uh,
cap, because I think with the next guy on the list who we have X'd out is Pat Eiflin, and he has been cut, saved us $4 million towards the cap. So I think now we are, what is it?
we're 21, almost
20, yeah,
$22 million
20
on
22 million
under the
dollars.
cap. Yeah, and
So
it doesn't
I
have
don't,
anything on Shaq's new contract yet.
okay. So if that $10 million estimate is true and holds up, we have close to $32 million of free
Hmm.
cap space.
Right.
Okay. This is what has been done so far. And I've also heard that um Adam Thielen is scheduled to come to Charlotte later on today and visit with the
Wide
Panthers.
receiver, Minnesota,
Wide receiver from Minnesota.
another
Now,
veteran.
another veteran. DJ Moore is gone. Adam Thielen is not DJ Moore, but that's a step in the right direction if this deal can get done to help get our wide receiver core, you know, where we want it to be or where we need it to be.
Veteran,
So
route runner, productive, and he bring that veteran
mhm,
presence to the locker room. I
yes.
like it. If
Yeah,
we
because
can make it happen.
if we can make it happen, I
Yeah.
don't see no reason why we can't. I don't. I know David Tep is not watching this, but if somebody could get it to him, just let him know that the CJ from Two Fans in the Stands says,
Right.
please, sir, make that happen. Make make
Well,
make that happen.
the fact that he's coming in for a visit, I mean, that speaks
Hmm.
volume. That
Yeah. Oh
definitely
yeah.
speaks volume for right
Hmm.
now. And as far as right now, where free agency is concerned, and
Hmm.
what how serious we are to put talent around whoever the future franchise quarterback will be.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll take him down to Brooks Brothers Sandwich House and get him a couple hot dogs all the way. And tell you, if anybody don't know about Brooks Brothers, to me, besides them and Green's Lunch, best hot dogs in Charlotte. So we shall
Already,
see. But yeah.
already,
But yeah, as I mentioned before, Pat Eifline has been cut. So that saves us $4 million on the cap. Okay.
yeah,
And we were, this wasn't surprising to us. And I think we can both agree that happy trails, Pat. I hope you land somewhere else and be productive. But he just he just wasn't getting it, and you could see
right,
when I hate for anybody to get hurt. Never wanted him to get hurt, but you can see when
right,
Bradley Bozeman got back and got into the starting lineup and he replaced Pat Eiflin, that the offensive line just changed. It was totally
right,
different. Bozeman was a bulldozer for the rest of the season, and we
right,
always said Pat Eiflin just a little too light in the ass. He wasn't, he didn't have enough weight on him.
right. I mean, we applaud the effort. I mean, the man gave us everything that he could, but like we
Mm-hmm.
said, he was always, in our opinion, a little light in the a little light in the ass, and
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is.
Oh yeah.
We ain't telling no lies about the man, but we do appreciate the effort and everything that he gave Carolina. So
Mm-hmm. Right. And next I'm gonna go to I'm gonna revisit our, if you haven't seen our videos on the free agency, we did an offense and a defensive video for free agency on some players
right,
that we thought the Panthers could pick up for
our
decent
wish
value.
list.
Yeah, our wish list, and something that kind of cap friendly. So I'm gonna get back to this slide right here, but I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna start with the defense. So as you can see now, mind you, these red X's, nothing bad has happened to these gentlemen. They're just no longer available for us to pick up. Because I
Right.
realize now, I do have them like blacked out and then the red X over the top of them, so look kind of dark. But yeah. But Alex Singleton has re-signed with the Broncos. Let me see, Bobby Okereke
Okereke. Yeah.
is going to the Giants. Larry Ojanobi has re-signed with Pittsburgh, and Cameron Sutton is signed with the Lions. Okay.
Right.
all of them off the table. And as of maybe 15 minutes ago, and I was looking at the free agency tracker, Charles Omenihu and Adrian Amos are still available. Okay.
Okay. All
Now,
right.
Adrian Amos might be a long shot now that we've signed Von Bell. You
Right.
know, Charles Omenihu, he might still be an option because, as we said in our video on the defensive free agents, he does fit that kind of mold and size and framework that you want from a rush
Three,
in
four.
our scheme.
Yeah,
Yeah,
3, 4.
mhm,
Yeah.
yeah. So these are the only two players that are available, on our wish list. Okay,
Right.
so what are your thoughts on this, Tony? Do you think now that we got Von Bell, you think they would bring in Adrian Amos too? Possibly.
No, I don't think so because we did tender Sam Franklin,
Mm-hmm.
and you know he's not a starter, but he's a
Yeah,
hell of a special teamer for us.
he sure
And
is.
last year, towards the latter part of last year, he started coming to his own a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He's another in the box safety to me that can
Yeah.
play like with Jeremy Chin. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he can't. He's a good tackler. I have seen him rush the ball. He's not good in coverage, so definitely in the box near the line of scrimmage, getting after the quarterback. I see him having a role there if we need him to, step in. But as far as being a special teamer, he definitely brings the added value that we look for, in our gunner position on special teams.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. I just
But
hate I
Charles,
hate yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but Charles Omenihu is still, he's still out there. So
Yeah.
we'll see. But go ahead and say what you're gonna say.
No, I was gonna say I hated that we didn't get Cameron Sutton. I thought he would be a valuable cornerback that we could bring in for depth, possibly a starter, coming
Mm-hmm.
over from Pittsburgh. But that I hated, I hated that we didn't get on him, jump on him. I think he signed
Yeah.
with Detroit for 3 years, 33 million. So right at 11 million a year. That's the same price tag that we pay Dante Jackson and Cameron Sutton. Pretty much that I can remember. I'm not sure, but he pretty much stays healthy. So I think
Yeah.
that's a big factor too.
And now that you mentioned Dante Jackson, I think he may still be a candidate to get his contract restructured. So that could open up even more cap space. But that's
Yes.
something we'll have to see, when or if it happens. So
Right. Right.
yeah. Let
Okay.
me move on here. Okay, these were the offensive positions, offensive guys in our video that we mentioned on our wish list that we would like see the Panthers go after. Now, there's a lot more available still on this list because the only person that has been signed is Robert Woods. He's going to the Texans.
Right.
Okay,
2 year
so
deal with the Texans.
hmm So we have a lot of tight ends on this list because, as you all know, who've been watching our videos, we believe that the Panthers need to do a major upgrade at the tight end position for this upcoming season. Because, as I keep
Correct.
saying, nobody is scared of Tommy Tremble and Ian Thomas. I respect everything that they've done so far, but they are not that vertical threat, the vertical threat to stretch the field, get past the linebackers, make plays like some of these guys, can possibly be. And I will highlight, Mike Gesicki and Dalton Schultz is probably the two best out of these four that are on the screen here. It'd be
Right.
the two biggest threats if we could get either one of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Austin Hooper is a good option, and so was Hayden Hurst. And our other wide receiver that we had on our wish list was Paris Campbell, and he's still out there. He hasn't signed yet. So
Right.
now, if they could somehow possibly pull him in and bring in Adam Thielen, that hey, I wouldn't be mad at that at all. That would be a
Would,
nice little get right there.
would that make you feel better about losing DJ Moore a little bit?
No, not at all.
You don't think so?
No, no,
From 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 a production standpoint, like you said, take your feelings
Yeah.
out of it. Yeah, but
Oh,
from
you
a
see, you didn't,
production.
you didn't, you should have said that first. You gotta say, take your feelings out of it, CJ. You gotta say that first, okay?
Oh my god! See, every time I think I'm giving you the benefit of doubt,
I throw it right back at
see,
you, don't
yeah, you throw it right back at me.
I?
Okay, but
Well,
but
hey,
that's
that's what
good
I'm
to
here
know.
for,
So
sir.
for now on, hey, take your feelings out of it. Okay,
Hmm.
all right, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
No, if they could somehow pull this off and bring both of them here, I would feel a lot better about our receiving core.
Yeah,
And you get two veteran wide receivers, so there's not that much pressure, to me, in my opinion, not that much pressure at that number 39 pick to take say the best wide receiver left, because
or
you
tight
got
end.
Quentin Johnson, Jackson Smith and Jigba,
Hmm.
and Zay Flowers and Jordan Addison. Now I pray to the good Lord above that one of them might be available at number 39. And we was talking about this earlier. I think that would be a miracle. But now
Yeah.
one of them was there. I said, all right, pump the brakes on everything else. Let's go ahead and pick them up.
What else would be lovely if we can get one of these tight ends and
Mm-hmm.
draft a tight end and possibly get one of these receivers like Paris Campbell or Adam Thielen. I
Mm-hmm.
think that would be a nice addition
Yeah.
going into the season. You know, they would be some added weapons. Either
Yeah.
Mike Gesicki, Dalton Schultz, or even Austin Hooper, and then you
Mm-hmm.
draft another tight end in the draft, and then
Yeah.
you throw in there like a Paris Campbell or Adam Thielen, or maybe both.
Yeah.
And I think that will be a major upgrade to anything that we've had the past few years. When you
Yeah.
look at the offense as a whole.
Yeah. I
So
agree.
I
And
I
either
I I would definitely be excited about that.
you can kind of do a one for one too. I'd be happy with that. If just say if we got Gesicki or Schultz and Paris Campbell or Adam Thielen, and then you
Right.
go in the draft your tight end, draft your wide receiver. I
Yeah.
think that would be another step in the right direction. But
I I was
you
just
know,
doing a little extra wishful thinking.
yeah, hey, but you know what though, you never know. Like what I
You
always
never
say,
know.
you never know.
Right.
One thing that, and I keep saying this, and I'm gonna say it until they prove me wrong. I don't think you're going to catch this coaching staff, with the pants down anytime this year. I think they got a plan. I think they're executing this plan to the best of their ability. So as impatient as I've been, I think a lot of us have been, we got to sit
Right.
back, give them some time, and let them work. Because you got to
Yeah.
remember, everybody don't want to come here, and then we can't afford everybody, even if they want to
Right.
come here, we still gotta
Right.
pay him. So we gotta do what
Right.
we gotta do with what we can do it with. So yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. But let me slide back here, and we're gonna go back to these. So I wanted to read off what we paid all these guys. So Shy Tuttle coming over from New Orleans Saints, 3 years, 19.5 million with 13 million guaranteed. Okay,
Right.
defensive tackle. Von Bell coming over from the Cincinnati Bengals, 3 years, 22.5 million, 13 million guaranteed, coming over from the Bengals. Okay. Andy Dalton, 2 years, 10 million, 8 million guaranteed, but the deal is said to be worth up to $17 million. Okay. So I don't think that's a bad I don't think that's a bad deal for Dalton. You
Right.
know, now,
Right.
mind you, in my heart of hearts, and getting back to in my feelings, I kind of wanted them to keep Sam, because
Yeah.
I still hadn't given up hope on Sam. And there's another one of my friends, Jason. He is he's kind of a Panther fan, but his first team is the 49ers, and he saw that, and I went straight to his Facebook page, and he had the big face palm emoji up there, just like this right here. And I told him, I
Yeah.
said, "Hey man," I said, "Look, Trey Lance can't make it. Purdy still hurt." I said, "I guarantee you, Kyle Shanahan out there." I said, "Y'all be in good hands with Sam Darnold." and he
Yeah,
politely
I
told me to
believe
shut the
so.
hell up. So yeah, he politely told me
Kindly,
to shut up. Yeah,
kindly
yeah,
shut the
very,
hell up,
very,
sir.
very much so. But and then
Yours truly.
last, yes, exactly, exactly. And the last one on this list, Bradley Bozeman, 3 years, $18 million. And we talked about this earlier. That one kind of stood out because I thought it would take a lot more than that to bring him back
Yeah,
because
according to
he
Sport Track, his market value was 12 million per year.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, you looking at what, around 6 million a year on this one? 3 years, 18
yeah,
million.
yeah, six
So
million a year.
hey, hey, look, I'll take it. And him and his wife, they've done a lot of work around the city, and maybe it's one of them
Shout out to
situations
Nikki.
where, yeah, maybe it's one of them situations where they like it here, and they want to stay, and they worked out a deal, and money, you got to get paid, but at the end of the day, maybe money wasn't the end all be all. Like they
Yeah,
came
the
to an
end all be
agreement, but they
all.
wanted to
Right,
stay. Yeah,
right, right,
yeah,
right.
because you
Well,
got a lot
I
of guys. I'm gonna say
go
you
ahead.
got a lot of guys where it's all about the Benjamins. You
Yeah.
gotta you gotta make it sing to them for the before they even listen to you.
Well, Bradley and Nikki don't come across like that. I mean, like you said, they are doing a lot of great things in the community. And after
Mhm,
the signing, I think Will Kunkel did an interview with Bradley Bozeman and his wife, and she made it a point to bring up the fact that after she had the baby, Brody, that
mhm,
how Nicole Tepper and Scott Fitterer's wife had reached out to her, asked her was there anything that she needed. Did she need them to come sit with her? Whatever the case may be, and that made her really feel good, really feel
mhm.
wanted, valued. And so she said she knew at that time that Carolina was where they wanted to be. So
Okay.
like we said, we don't think it was just all about the money with them. I think it was more about being comfortable, being
Mhm.
respected, and being wanted. That's what I took
Yeah,
from that, and I believe they got all three from the organization and the city.
yeah, and that's good. Shout out to the Teppers for making them feel that way, and shout out to Charlotte for making them feel at home. So
Exactly, exactly.
yeah, but that takes that takes one of the monkeys off our backs because we really had to get Bozeman back. Because our offensive line was probably our best position group last year, hands down. Okay.
Cause now that I got the sound system intact, I ain't got to change no subwoofers out, nothing like that. So I think
There
I'm
you
good
boy.
now through 2025.
Hey, look, coming down Mint Street with 515s in the trunk, boy. You
You know
doing
what I'm
something.
saying?
I tell you, boy.
Oh, God. 515s in the Ford Escort. Holla at me.
Oh God, Jesus. Be done shook the glass out of that damn thing.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have
Oh
to get
my
some
God.
fiberglass. We have to get some
Yeah, for real.
fiberglass. Can't even
And
roll the windows down. Now go ahead. Let me
and,
stop.
and I wanted to talk a little I wanted to talk a little bit about Shy Tuttle here.
Yeah.
He is great in run defense. Okay. He's a great run stopper. Okay, doesn't get, all that many sacks, but I think he would be good for us in the run game. Okay.
Well, like I mentioned about Shy Tuttle, man, he plays with great leverage, violent
Mm-hmm.
hands, and a high motor. You go and watch any of his tapes, I was kind of amazed because it's like you never really heard of him, but
Mm-hmm.
when you look at the highlight tapes, you be like, okay, I see him doing this thing. I mean, he really stands out. I mean,
Yep.
running down running backs from behind, chasing the quarterback. I mean, his motor
Yeah.
was always going, and I never that I could remember ever see him like really get pushed off the line of scrimmage or let an offensive lineman reset the line of scrimmage. Like he
Mhm.
hit him with a violent jab. He
Yeah.
searched for the ball carrier and he go get it. And so I
Yeah.
definitely love that about him. And he's a sure tackler. He's a sure
Yeah.
tackler. He really wraps you up and do his thing. So I'm excited about that addition in the middle.
And I saw one clip where the running back kind of got past him. Let me tell you, he reached out, grabbed the running back, and slung him back behind the line of scrimmage. And I
Yeah.
was just like you said about his motor, and he's a sure tackler. Like he finished that play. He made sure, like, nah, bro, you're not getting any more yards than you already got. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and he's from North Carolina. He's from Lexington. If I'm not mistaken, he went to North Davidson High School.
yeah. I think it's
Yeah,
about an hour from Charlotte, hour and some
yeah, about an
change.
hour 50. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you
And
bring them on home. Bring them on home.
yeah, exactly. And talk about Von Bell briefly here. I really like this pickup because to me, and tell me if you agree or disagree, but to
Okay.
me, this kind of indicates that Jeremy Chin is probably going to go back to that rover position that he thrived in his rookie year. So
Yeah,
I kind
playing
of
the
see Jeremy
Joker.
Chin. Yeah, I see him being all over the field, in coverage, rushing, everything.
Don't say coverage. Oh,
Well, I mean, okay. I'm not going to be that naive to say that Jeremy Chin is it now that Von Bell is here. He's absolutely going to play no coverage. Okay,
right, right.
he's going to be in some coverage packages. He's going to have to pick somebody up and stop them from getting the ball. But this frees him to do a lot of different things in Evero's defense. At least that's the way it seems to me as of right now.
It
And
does.
that'll get clear as the off season progresses. So
It does.
we'll
But
see.
like I said, definitely closer to the line of scrimmage. Like you said, earlier when we was talking about it, putting him
Hmm.
back in the position that he thrived in during his rookie season, because
Yep.
that was his most productive season to date. Was that rookie
Hmm.
year when they tried to put him back on that third level, trying to
He struggled.
I think yeah he struggled, and I think his comfort level is in that box, you know, grabbing the tight
Hmm.
end, anything like that off the line as far as coverage wise.
Yeah.
But he utilizes his speed and instincts to get at the quarterbacks, you know. Yeah, so
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely excited to see him see him back in the environment that he was in when he was a rookie.
Yeah. And also Von Bell, I've seen a few of his highlights. One thing it looks like he can do, the brother can catch. And that's something that we sorely, needed because you got concrete hands, Xavier Woods over the
I knew,
next to him. I mean,
I knew
hey,
you was gonna say.
Panther fans, everybody that has watched all the games last year, Xavier Woods
Oh
dropped at least six
God.
interceptions.
Yeah.
If not more, or maybe a little bit more or less, but
No
I would
lies
say
detected.
he dropped at
No
least
lies
six
detected.
interceptions, and the one that he did catch, somebody else got a pass interference call against the Browns.
Null and
I think
void.
that was what was that the first game of the season? Yeah,
No, that wasn't the first. That was that the first game? No, I don't think it was the first game.
it was against Cleveland because it was Amari Cooper. Remember, somebody else pulled him down in the end zone,
Right.
and
Oh,
Woods got the pick.
CJ
Yeah,
Henderson. CJ
yeah,
Henderson got caught for the interference. Yeah.
yeah. The
Yeah.
one he caught didn't count. Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, but yeah, but so looking at what Carolina has done so far, what would you say about them, Tony?
I was definitely surprised at the Shy Tuttle pick, but I was
Hmm.
after going back and watching highlight films of him, I love it. Uh, I didn't see the Von Bell decision coming either. I
Nah.
didn't even really think that they were going to be able to afford him. I mean, 3 years, 22.5 million. That's 7.5 million a year. I thought he was
Mm-hmm.
going to be looking for more than that. I mean, hell, Jesse Bates got 16 million a year.
I
You
was just
know,
about to say his running mate got paid in Atlanta.
right? So that's one of the reasons why I didn't even have him on the list because I thought his price tag was going to be out of our range.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm thoroughly happy that we did get him. Um, As far as Andy Dalton, again, didn't see that one coming as well, but he does bring that veteran presence that we felt like Carolina was going to need
Mm-hmm.
going into this year, especially drafting a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
I didn't who I was thinking along the lines was PJ Walker or Jacoby Brissett because they both have played for Frank Wright in Indianapolis and know that system. That's the only reason
Mm-hmm.
why I brought those guys' names up. But
Yeah.
Andy Dalton, he's been in the league long enough. He's played in
Mm-hmm.
different offenses, so it probably wouldn't take him long to pick this one up. So
Yeah.
again, veteran presence, and he can start a few games for you if you need him to. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely not mad about that one. Glad to see Shaq back. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want people to think that I was, hating on Shaq or anything like that. I was just calling how I see it,
Mm-hmm.
and it just looked like the possibility, depending on where Carolina wanted to go as far as cap value wise, that he will be a cap casualty. But
Yeah.
they worked it out. They reworked his deal, extended it, lowered the
Mm-hmm.
cap figure. So hey, it's a win-win
Made
for
it happen.
everybody. Win-win for Carolina and win-win for Shaq. So I was glad to
Mm-hmm.
see that one as well. And I'm anxious to see what this trip from Adam Thielen, what kind of results may come of that. I hope that we can get him. That's definitely
Sign him.
a veteran presence that we will bring to the wide receiver room that we don't
Mm-hmm.
have right now. Because
Yeah.
I mean, with Terrace Marshall Jr. and Shy Smith and LaVisca Chenault, those not technically what you would want to call your veteran presence, and somebody they
Yeah.
can learn from because Adam Thielen can definitely run precise routes, teach you the game. So I'm excited about
Mm-hmm.
that. We can make that addition happen.
Yeah. He would definitely be, the sure-handed possession receiver that, we would really need and benefit from.
Right,
Like I said, you
right,
pick up somebody else in the draft and bring him in, and that wide receiver core, ain't is not looking that bad.
no, it's not.
It's not looking that bad. We all got to think the Panthers are going to be a project this year, so
Right,
make it work this year. See what we can do in the draft next year, free agency. We're not going to have nowhere near the amount of dead cap money come next year. So depending on who's on the market, we might be able to do some things. So
right,
we'll see.
right.
And one more thing before we get out of here, I wanted to tell everybody who there were a lot of mixed feelings on the Andy Dalton signing, but you got to remember though, he led the Saints to the same record that the Panthers had. He was missing Michael Thomas, and so he kind of
Yeah,
had, you know, he still had the rookie Chris Olave, but he's still a rookie. Still had Alvin Kamara, but didn't pan out for him. But Andy Dalton's career record is not bad.
right,
It's not bad, and he's a stable veteran presence, and I stress that veteran presence. Okay, because
correct.
now Sam Darnold was a veteran quarterback, but Andy Dalton gives you a lot more in terms of years of experience and games played that he can give that knowledge to whoever the Panthers drafted number one.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Well, Panther Nation, that's going to be an end to this video. If you like our videos, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, turn on those notification bells so you know when we post our videos. We thank you for all the love and support. Comment, let us know what do you think about Carolina, what they've done so far in this legal tampering period leading up to free agency. Ask us any questions you want to, and let us know what you think. And as always, Panther Nation, keep pounding.
Peace.